This is my video on the American culture through the lens of the body ritual among the Sirima by Minor. It was a really fun read. The entire time I was very hooked and captivated by this strange and different culture, up until I got to the part about the holy mouth man, which had me start to second guess if this culture was real. And then eventually, really looking at the details, it hits you that this is just about Americans. So it's pretty wild that something so familiar to us could be made bizarre when you just look at it at the right angle. But I think it's very relevant to what we're learning in our class because intercultural relations, for a lot of people, when they're talking about other cultures, they're seeing it through their own lens, their own point of view. So it might be different to someone else. What might seem different to someone else is their normal. So I think it's important for us to really think about that, how that could affect our viewing of different cultures, and so that we can understand where other people are coming from. Because it's easy to judge, but we have to remember that we're all just humans. All right, for a description of a communication pattern, practice, ritual, or event, for my alternative example, I would like to explore the ritual of Thanksgiving dinner. This tradition, while familiar to us, may not be something we often reflect on. Think of this scenario. We have family and friends gathering in homes, an array of mouth-watering dishes laid before them, and the feeling of thankfulness embodies everyone in the room. Everyone is happy to see each other and may have not seen one another for many months. From the outside looking in, the scene would seem really peculiar. They might stand there, puzzled, trying to comprehend the unusual custom of feasting on turkey while simultaneously engaging in the ritualistic viewing of the sacred football game. So I don't even think the strangeness ends there, because imagine exploring or explaining to the outsider the tradition of the Thanksgiving parade, where we have giant balloons and elaborate floats take over the streets of big cities, a spectacle which has no connection at all to the act of giving thanks. And then in addition to the strangeness, we have the practice of Black Friday, which follows Thanksgiving, where people rush into stores to hunt for discounts. It's a complete 180 contrast to the previous day's message of gratitude. Historical development. Thanksgiving has undergone significant changes over the years. Initially, it was a simple meal shared between the Pilgrims and Native Americans, a celebration of the harvest and survival. Over centuries, it has transformed into the elaborate feast we know today. National Geographic highlights how the traditional Thanksgiving meal has evolved, incorporating diverse dishes and customs that reflect the melting pot of American culture. Daley 2020. It's interesting to note how the holiday has shifted from a focus of gratitude and community to include elements of consumerism and entertainment. Despite these changes, the essence of Thanksgiving and giving thanks remains intact. It's a time to pause and reflect, to think of what we've been thankful for so far, and it's a tradition that continues to hold a significant uh, amount of value in American culture, even though it's very fast paced. Evaluation of changes. In evaluating these changes, I believe that the evolution of Thanksgiving has been mostly beneficial to Americans, while the consumerism and commercial aspects like Black Friday can kind of take away from the gratitude and family togetherness. Uh, the adoption of the Thanksgiving feast over time reflects the nature of our culture changing, embracing diversity with new dishes that come to our tables, and while maintaining a sense of tradition as it's something we continue to do every year without fail. It's a testament to just how adaptable American culture is, since we've been doing this for so long, and finding ways to celebrate and come together despite how hectic American culture can be, with putting work first, and making sure that as an individual we are always making decisions to better ourselves. We still find the time The enduring popularity of Thanksgiving just goes to show that it's a very significant part of American culture that's deeply rooted in who we are. All right, so for the conclusion, that's my take on American culture through the lens of the body ritual among Narxermia and Thanksgiving as the example. It's been fun to look about how our everyday culture and just practices might look to someone else from the outside, and just taking a moment to glance at that from a strange angle, making it all seem very weird, because I'm sure that's how outsiders see some of our traditions. Thanks for listening and watching. I hope this was enjoyable.